Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Kimberly Wiggins, and we are on part 2 of my four-part series of the Masterclass that I'm hosting. And the 4-part series is about how to build a successful business while working your 9 to 5. And we're going to talk about 4 common mistakes that business owners usually make. Now, last Tuesday, I covered mistake number 1. And this week, I am covering mistake number 2. And mistake number 2 has to do with not having enough clarity around your problem, your message, who you serve, and the result you get for your clients before starting your business. And this is a heavy topic, so I'm going to jump right into it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kimberly Wiggins. You can find out all about me at kimwigginscoaching.com. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about me because that is not what this is about. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to cover 3 areas: your problem, the problem you solve, the message you have for your clients and who those clients are, and your results. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you do market research on all of that. So the first thing you want to do with the problem you solve is you really want to think about that problem. And so you want to ask yourself some questions. Do people want or need what you're thinking the problem is? Do they really need it? Is your problem your passion? That's important as well, because you want to make sure that all of this ties into your passion. If it doesn't tie into your passion, it may not be sustainable. Ask yourself, are you really any good at what you think the problem may be? Or is there a huge learning curve for you to be able to learn how to deal with that problem? You want to make sure that you're skillful, because people are only going to pay you if you are skillful. Can it be reasonably profitable? Now, I worked with a friend of mine before, and I'm here in Atlanta. She's here in Atlanta, and she calls herself, of course, the maximum profitability coach. And she says there is not a business idea that you can come up with that she cannot profitize. I've been challenged in that area a little bit. And so I reach out to her whenever I have that issue. But she has proven to me that you can always monetize a business. Now, whether the monetization is something that you're okay with, the amount of monetization or not, is a question. But she has proven that to me. You can monetize any business. So the question is, can it be reasonably profitable for you? If you have a business that you think it should be making about $100,000 a year, if that's your goal, and you can't figure out a way to profitize it to that amount, let's say you can only figure out how to make that profitable at about 50% of that, then you may be in a bind. But like I said, it's doable. You can monetize any business. Will the business provide you long-term stability, or is it just one of those one-off kind of things that will run its course after a few years? So the important thing is to answer some of these questions for yourself. And then you want to make sure that whatever that problem is, that you are honing your craft. You are honing that craft really well, that you are becoming the expert. Because the one thing that you want to do is you want to be the expert. If you say you can solve my problem, you shouldn't be hemming and hawing. You should know how to solve the problem. So be the expert without a doubt. You have to know it, and you have to believe it, and you have to live it. So there are a lot of ways to hone your craft, because we're in the digital age, so you can find a lot of information out here that definitely will get you in the position of honing your craft and being really, really good at what you do. And I know a lot of you think, well, I have no clients, so how do I practice it? Once you feel as though you've got the solution to their problem and that you can become really, really good at it, there are tons of ways to practice that. There are tons of groups you can join, and you can just take clients for free to be able to practice that on other people. And the reason why I actually require my clients to practice it, and the reason why I require my clients to practice it, if they've never really practiced it before, if it's just theory in their head, because anybody can tell you, you can read about driving a car all day, and you may have the concept really, really down, but until you jump behind a wheel and start driving, you can't connect with it. There is no connection there. So in order to really be good at what you do, and really to be confident, to be the expert at what you do, you have to actually practice it. So I require my clients to actually get out there and practice it to get their expertise legs on, so they'll know once and for all that they can really, really do this. And there are tons of ways to really practice it, to get it out there, to let people know you're the expert. But one of the major ways, one of the major things that you need to be able to do before you do that is to have your mindset right. You know, we talked about mindset on the last training as well. Without having your mindset right, you're not going to be super confident about this and know that you're the expert because you haven't gotten that paid client yet. So there are tons of ways to do that. I don't have enough time to cover it all here today, but I just want to be able to get you in your mind thinking about these three areas and knowing that in order to make your business work, you have to have super clarity about all of this. Hey, Tina, how are you? My friend Tina just kind of popped in. And so the second part of that is your client message. So you want to make sure that your client message aligns with who your audience is. So you have to know who your clients are without a doubt. You're not hemming and hawing about this. Now, I know in the beginning, there may be some doubt. Yes. And you may be thinking, well, I'm just going to serve everybody. But this is what happens. And this is a magical process that happens. Don't worry about it. Just think you're going to serve everybody and serve everybody. It's fine. Don't waste 3, 4, 5 weeks trying to just narrow that down specifically, because that's a waste of time. Your clients, when you start working with them, will find you and will thin that out for you. They will narrow that down for you. Without a doubt, they will. So you start working with everybody, and you'll see that as you're working with everybody, because I used to tell my clients, no, you got to narrow this down. But then they never would. They would always have this thought in their head that I am excluding somebody. So I stopped telling them that. I've learned to embrace that. And certain things in your life, you just have to embrace. So now I embrace it, and I tell them, yeah, just work with everyone. And once you start working with everyone who you think may need this particular problem solved, you will see that it will start thinning itself out. You will see that maybe men are more drawn to you than women are, or women are more drawn to your problem than men are. And it will, by in a natural order of things, it will just start to thin itself out, and you will begin to hone in closely and target who is for you, because not everyone is. And you'll be able to get that through attrition over time. So I wouldn't worry your little head about it, but you do need to have a message that's clear. Your clients are going to be your babies. They are the people who are going to relate to you the most. You're going to nurture them, develop them, grow them. You're going to help them solve that big burning problem. So you have to understand them very well. So your messaging is very important. At the end, next month, I'm headed out to a conference here in Atlanta done by one of my mentors, Kelly McCausey. And in her conference, she is talking about exposure and profit is the name of the conference. Look it up, exposure and profit. And they are talking all about content and different ways to create content, to use it, to repurpose it, why content is important. Content touches every aspect of your business. If you are sitting there saying, I want to start a business, but I don't like writing, I don't like thinking of content, think again. You're going to have to, and more than likely before you get someone to do it for you, because yes, you can pay someone to do it for you, you're going to have to be able to do it yourself. Now, I do require all my clients to be able to embrace that content creation process, and they're going to create content when they start with me. And because even if you get someone else to do it, you want to still know how to do it yourself. If you're ever in a pinch, you got to know how to do this. Come on. We're growing a business here, so you got to be able to get it. And so I get my clients to understand that you have to understand your clients very well. And in order for you to convey it to someone else who you may want to work your content for you, if you don't understand them, then you still can't convey that to the person who's going to help you with your content. So you have to know everything about your clients. You have to know how they talk, how they walk, how they dress, how they act, where they go, where they hang out, who they like hanging out with, what kind of materials do they read, what kind of books do they read, magazines, what kind of shows they watch. The more you know about your client, the better, because that will help you really hone into your clients and really understand the message. And so when you are talking to them, you are talking to them conversationally as though you are sitting across from them at a table just talking to them. And so you really, really need to know it. I had a coach said, using the client profile and the avatar is dead. Okay, it may be, but I still make my clients use it because I need you to eat, sleep, and breathe your client. You need to know your client to the point that you've got this great thing for them. You're solving their problem. You've got it. So you've got to know them. And so in order to do that, you have to write out this client profile. So you just grab a sheet of paper and start writing out everything you know about this client. I know this is an age-old one, but it still works. Another thing that I teach my clients to do, of course, and I talked about that a little bit, is the psychographics of their clients. They need to know what are their attitudes, what are their views, what are their interests, what are their lifestyle, what are their aspirations. The more you know about your client, what are their fears, what are their worries? Like for instance, my clients, one of their greatest worries and fears is perfection. Oh, I'm not being perfect enough. So I have to get them past their perfection, their own perfectionism, in order to be able to get them to the point where they are focused on their business. Trust me, it's not anything against my clients. I love them dearly, my yummy, yummy clients, but I was there. I was the perfectionism queen. Everything had to be perfect and of excellence. And so I know how to deal with them. I know how to speak that language to tell them, hey, you got to get past this and you got to get over yourself. And there's a whole lot of other strategies that you can use to hone in on your message and actually talk to your clients. Knowing your client's backstory. What is their past? Where did they come from? What are they coming out of? Like my clients come out of a 9-to-5. And I've been there, done that. So I relate to them really well. I know what it's like sitting in traffic. I know what it's like dropping your kids off to daycare. I fully get it. So understanding their backstory really, really helps. And there's a ton of strategies. Don't have time to go through them all today, but you need to ask yourself, are you serving the clients that are your ideal clients right now? And so one way of really honing in on that is to do a market research. And you want to do a market research. You can get out in groups. You can draft some questions up, get in groups, tell people, because people are really willing to help you. I do market research for other people all the time. It's real easy. You know, I set the parameters for it when I'm doing it. And you may expect some of that because time is money. We are working to get more time, to have more time freedom. So I definitely need to be cognizant of the time I spend helping you, but I will help you. So what I do is I will say, I'll send them my calendar link sometimes, and I'll say, let's get on my 15-minute chat and let's just chat. You can ask me your questions. And so I don't let them pitch to me. I say, no pitching, just questions. And they're able to do that. And it works wonderfully. They're able to get online with me and ask me their questions. I'm able to answer it honestly, especially if I'm a part of their ideal client set, and they get the information they need. And before I get off the line, I always give them a little bit of coaching, about 2 or 3 minutes of coaching. That's what I do. And around their questions if need be. And that's it. So do the market research. It helps. Oh, it so helps. I did one for a VA the other day, and she was so thankful. After we got off the line, she was like, oh my God, this helps so much. So yes, please do market research. Now, a few last points about your audience. Remember, this is not set in stone. So you can take this slow. You can create more than one profile, but no more than 2. And know that this will change. Like I said, by attrition, you working with clients over time, it'll change. Don't get stuck in client profile land. Some people do. And then 2 to 3 weeks later, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm still working on my profile. No, don't. You wanna do a good job, but that good job can be done in no more than an hour to 3 hours. And 3 hours is pretty stretching it, because this is a working document in progress. It will change. It will change. It will change. It will change. As you begin to do more of your business, as you begin to know your clients better, it will change. And as you're out there doing market research, you want to make notes, lots of notes on how your client talks, what they like, the language they use. That is going to be valuable for your content. Your content itself, if your message is not clear when you're communicating, your clients can't hear you. So you want to make sure that you have clear communication, and your message with your clients will match your results. So if you're getting through to them as you should, they will respond to your offers. They will respond to your webinars. They will be able to feel very attracted to you because you're client attractive. You're talking right at them. And so your message will match your results. Your message to your clients should always speak to them, not to you. You notice when I got on here for this video, I said, I don't even want to talk about me. I'm not the focus here. You are. I want to get this information out to you. If you want to find out about me, just go to my website, kimwigginscoaching.com, and you can read all about me as much as you'd like. So in your message, you want to really answer 3 questions that speak to your audience and who they are. You want to talk about what's in it for them. All of it should be about what's in it for them. And then you want to talk about why they should buy from you. You want to talk about what your program or service offers that solves their problem in a huge way. And you also want to talk about, if they're interested in you, how to get in contact with you. You know, I've seen that tons of times. I've seen people will put out information and they don't tell us, they leave us hanging. Okay, that sounded really good, but now how do I reach you? So you want to make sure that there's a link there for them to schedule an appointment or buy your materials or something. You got to tell them how to reach you. And the last thing I want to share with you on that is to be true and authentic to who you are. Just don't look around at a lot of other people and try to be who they are or try to mimic what they're doing. No, you want to be you. You are what people are really buying. They're not just buying your course or your services or coaching. They're buying you. So they want to make sure that you are a true and authentic brand for you. They want to make sure that they're going to relate to you, that they're going to be able to learn and grow, and that you're a good fit for them as much as they're a good fit for you. So you want to take your time and you want to be true and authentic with people. You don't want to come across as someone else. So stop looking around at other folks and trying to be what other folks are doing. Just know that you have everything inside of you. You know that your message represents, from a value standpoint, what your clients are looking for. So go with it and build a connection with your audience. Do and say what makes you authentic for your audience. Now, the last part of this that I'm going to talk about really, really quickly is actually the part about your results. What results are you providing for your clients? Know the results that you're providing and know that you are the expert for those results. Now, we talked about a little bit earlier about honing your craft. You want to make sure that you're able to do that. But know that the results, without a shadow of a doubt, that you can deliver those. I make a big, bold statement on one of my messages. One of my messages is that, well, I will help you get your first clients in the first 2 to 4 months. And I will, because I've done that time and time again with my clients. And I know I can do it. So that I make this great, big, bold statement because I know I can. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Nikki. Thanks for joining me. Some more friends just popping in. So as you are talking about your results in your content, in your printed content, in your live streams, in your messages, you want to make sure that you're giving people information that you know that you can deliver. The worst thing, and I've had this happen to me, I've been in a case where I've worked with a coach or I've worked with a VA before, and they promised they could do all these things and they couldn't. And that is the worst thing. And I'll tell you why. Because not only does it affect that one client, and yeah, they could definitely spread the word about you not being able to deliver, but it affects you more than it affects them, because it affects your self-esteem and your confidence. Because now every time you do that and you're not able to deliver, you are deflating your own confidence. You're undermining you. So how do you fix that? You may have to revamp your programs or your offerings, or you may have to step back a little bit and do something a little less until you gain the experience to do something more. So you want to make sure that the result that you provide for your client matches up with their needs, matches up with who they are, and that you're delivering the best value, and over deliver more than you under deliver. You know, I have a program, I have one-on-one coaching, and I have a course. And in my course, I tell my clients that we will have 3 monthly calls, 3 calls a month for me to answer their questions, 1-hour calls. And that call has gone over so many times. It ends up being an hour and a half, an hour and 45, 2 hours. And sometimes when it gets to 2 hours, I'm just exhausted. And I'm like, okay, listen, I really have got to go. But if you email me the rest of your questions, I promise I'll answer them. And I do, even though email support may not be a direct part of that whole equation, I never leave my clients hanging. I always deliver. I always over deliver, because for one, you should not mind over delivering to your clients, especially if they're your yummy, yummy clients like mine are, and I love them. So I want to see them succeed. Do you know what happens every time your clients succeed? You succeed. A rising tide raises all ships. And if you're in a community and everybody is succeeding and rocking it out and making tons of money and doing great with their business, you are rising as well. That's what happens. And so I make sure that I am over delivering to my clients if need be. Remember, your clients want to connect with you in a real way. You are what they're buying. So you want to make sure that the essence of you, the core of you is real, it's authentic. You know what you're talking about. You know what you can deliver. You're honing your expertise. And when you signed up to be a coach or a mentor or a speaker or a business that where you are driving other people, you're always in learn mode. So never forget that. Know that you have to always develop yourself. You have to read more books. You have to attend more conferences. You have to connect with more people and collaborate because you're always in learn mode. You're learning and you're growing, and all of this makes you better so that you can deliver better service for your clients. And that is the main thing. You're in that business. Definitely check out my website. I've got some great tools there in the plan section of my website for you to be able to dive deep into this clarity portion. It'll help you really get clear about your clients, about who you are and what you can deliver to them. So definitely check that out. Remember, last few things, that you want to be human with your clients because you've probably been there, done that. They're going to make mistakes. So you want to make sure that in the process of getting new clients and delivering your results, you want to be human. You want to care about your clients in a big way. And don't be anyone, like I said, except you. Stop looking around at other folks and imitating them. Your clients can tell that it's not really you. You know that, right? So you want to be able to make sure that it's authentically you that you're delivering to your clients. And once again, it's been 30 minutes already. So I'm done. Those are the mistakes that we usually make when we're looking at all of this. I want you to take this in, drop me comments, tell me what you think about it, and I'll see you on part 3. You don't want to miss part 3. It's going to be a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.